We're reaching the second part of the left fielders video. At number 8, we're going to have Lourdes Gurriel Jr., the Arizona Diamondbacks left fielder. Definitely been tremendous, very, very impactful for their team. Definitely was a huge part of their success when they got to the World Series. So overall, Lourdes is very, very has an exceptional talent. Has got a great bat and pretty underrated as a fielder. I mean, obviously things to work on, but still, definitely one of the guys that needs to be on a list. He's 31 years old, 6 years in the league, 2 years, $27 million. His third year is a $5 million club option, so we'll see if they keep him. I feel like he continues to do what he does. Obviously, I think they will. 133 games played, 513 at bats, 72 runs, 143 hits, 22 doubles, 2 triples, 18 home runs, 75 RBIs, 29 walks, 101 strikeouts, 7 stolen bases, a 279 average, a 322 on base, a 435 slugging, and a 757 OPS with a 2.1 WAR. He played 127 games at left field. He had 1,059 innings, 239 putouts, 4 assists, 5 errors with a 98 fielding percentage, which is not awful. Not great though. Could be better, but still, I think he's done an exceptional job. He was fourth in defensive games at left field in the NL, and he was second in putouts at left field in the NL. They didn't reach the postseason, so no numbers on that. But overall, I think he's in a good spot on where he's at. Colton Cowser is really young, so he hasn't been proven yet. And Randy Arozarena, I feel like Lourdes has been. I think Lourdes is better right now in terms of just not based off the numbers, but kind of based off the numbers and just the impact that he's had on the team. So I think it's a good spot for him to be at. And yeah, he's number 8. Number 7, I have Brian Reynolds, the Pittsburgh Pirates left fielder. Yeah, I mean, obviously not a lot of postseason experience, not at all actually, but still a guy that you do need to look at and watch out for. Very productive in terms of his bat. Honestly, defensively, he doesn't get credited enough, but he should be. He's just a pretty outstanding ball player. He just needs to. He hopefully this year he was healthy. I want him to stay that way, and hopefully he can continue to uh, play the game that he's able to. And I would like to see him in a postseason. There's a lot of players that I would like to see perform in the biggest stage, and he's one of them. Yeah, again, very impactful for the team. There's not many guys that are super impactful for Pittsburgh, so this guy is. Brian Reynolds is 30 years old, 5 years in the league, 6 years, $86 million that he has in his contract, 157 games played, 622 at bats, 73 runs, 171 hits, 29 doubles, 3 triples, 24 home runs, 88 RBIs, 57 walks, 156 strikeouts, 10 stolen bases, 275 average, 344 on base, 447 slugging with a 791 OPS. He had a 3.7 WAR, 118 games played at left, 1,016.2 innings, 211 putouts, 7 assists, 2 errors, 1 double play, and a 99.1 fielding percentage. He was an All Star. He was 5th in hits in the NL. He was 4th in putouts at left field in the NL. He was 2nd in assist at left field in the NL. 3rd in double plays turned at left field in the NL, and 3rd in fielding percentage at left field in the NL. So, again, he's had a pretty good year, an all star there, so that's really good to see. Definitely a guy that has potential of being possible gold glover, down the line. And again, he had some pretty good numbers. You're going to see 20 plus range home runs for him, 80 plus RBIs for him. It's nice to see him get almost like 200 hits, though. That's crazy. But overall, I think he's in a good spot. I believe right now, I think he's better than Cowser. Not because of, like I said, the potential for Cowser is through the roof for sure. But I do believe his impact and the amount of time he's been in the league, he's better than Cowser right now, better than Arozarena, and yeah, definitely better than Lourdes Gurriel. So overall, good spot. Again, there's more left fielders to come, but he's deserving of being here. 6, we do have Brendan Nimmo from the New York Mets. Yeah, honestly, Obviously, I think he's gonna have a great year with Juan Soto there. I think this Mets team that can be competitive. The pitching is a little questionable, but I mean at the same time, I do believe they have the ability of being competitive and definitely trying to win the division. Definitely seeing them NLCS contenders, World Series. We'll see. They have the Dodgers to deal with and the Phillies, who are just angry of all the postseason losses. So again, it's I believe the Mets are bound to go to the playoffs this year. That's a guarantee. Brendan Nimmo, 31 years old, 8 years in the league, 6 years, $82.1 million, 151 games played, 571 at bats, seven, excuse me, 88 runs, 128 hits, 25 doubles, 3 triples, 23 home runs, 90 RBIs, 77 walks, 158 strikeouts, 15 stolen bases, 224 average, 327 on base, 399 slugging for his 727 OPS. He did have a 2.3 WAR, which is kind of lousy there, but still pretty impactful for his team. I played 142 games at left field, racked up 1,109 innings, 202 putouts, 3 assists, 2 errors, and a 99 fielding percentage. In the playoffs, played 13 games on both ends, had 50 at-bats, 7 runs, 11 hits, 1 home run, 6 RBIs, 7 walks, 11 strikeouts, 220 average, 328 on base, 280 slugging for a 608 OPS. So up and down, it wasn't the greatest show in terms of postseason play, but I mean, he was able to have success in certain areas. He also played 110.2 innings, 17 putouts for a 100% fielding percentage. So overall, I think he is impactful. I think he is definitely going to be a key piece to their team, and I think that he doesn't get the credit he deserves. Obviously, I think he's going to move up this list next year just because of guys moving from left to right field or just people aging or people having down seasons. I believe Brendan Nimmo will have a really good year focusing on other star players. I think he's just going to come out and do what he does best, really. He was third in defensive games at left field in the NL, fifth in putouts at left field in the NL, and fourth in fielding percentage at the left field in the NL. So again, Brendan Nimmo, very impactful. I do believe he's got a lot of great potential for this year, and I'm excited to see what he does. 5, Jurickson Profar, number 5, from the previous San Diego Padres, but now is an Atlanta Brave, which I think is a great signing for him, and I think it's a great signing for Atlanta. I think they got something here. Jurickson Profar definitely was a highly touted prospect back in, I believe, 2013, and definitely I believe that some people were a little bit disappointed in terms of his production, and he kind of definitely had to hit some bumps in the road in the league, but he really did turn it up this year, and really showcase really what he's about and the type of player that he can be, the impact he can make, and it was enough for Atlanta to be like, we need this guy right now, another superstar in the lineup. We're trying to compete in the heavy division of the East, and we're trying to compete with the juggernaut of the Dodgers. So overall, I think this is a great signing for him. It's honestly gonna propel the Braves, and it's even more of going to propel Jurickson Profar, and hopefully he can stay where he's at. 32 years old, 10 years in the league, 3 years, $42 million. He signed with Atlanta. 158 games played, 564 at bats, 94 runs, 158 hits, 29 doubles, 24 home runs, 85 RBIs, 76 walks, 101 strikeouts, 10 stolen bases, 280 average, 380 on base, 459 slugging with an 839 OPS. He had a 3.7 WAR. He played 148 games at left, 1,203.2 innings, 230 putouts, 4 assists, 1 error for a 99.6 fielding percentage. So basically perfect. The 7 games that he played in the postseason, he had 25 at bats, 1 run, 5 hits, 1 RBI, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, a 200 average, a 286 on base, a 200 slugging with a 486 OPS. He also had 60 innings, 16 putouts, and a 100% fielding percentage. So overall, really good year. He was an all-star. He was 14th in the NL MVP voting. He was a silver slugger. He was second in on base in the NL. He was 8th in games played in the NL, 9th in runs in the NL, first in defensive games at left field in the NL, third in putouts at left field in the NL, first in assists at left field in the NL, and second in fielding percentage at left field in the NL. Overall, turned it up. Definitely a super entertaining player to watch. I think it's a loss for San Diego, but obviously a true gain for Atlanta. Number 4, it's going to be Christian Yelich of the Milwaukee Brewers. Yeah, he had an injury-plagued season. He definitely didn't play the whole year. Definitely could see that a lot of people might question his placement. Some people might put him higher. Some people might put him lower. I have to put him in the top 5, man, and I got to crack it there due to the fact that he had a tremendous season before he got hurt. I mean, he made an all-star team. He looked like he was going to have like a 30, 35 home run type year. And I mean, hey, he could have pushed it to 40. He's a guy that has capabilities having 40 plus home runs. He's a guy that has the capabilities of, obviously, like he did, win an MVP. I think he definitely should be in the running for another MVP if he stays healthy this year. So the impact that he plays on a regular basis is a huge impact on the reason I'm ranking him at number 4. Just based on the numbers and just the ability of his play. That's why he's higher than these other guys in the top 10 list, even the honorable mention. So he's obviously a huge contributor, and he definitely needs to stay healthy. Christian Yelich, 33 years old, 11 years in the league, 5 years, $94.5 million for him, 73 games played, 270 at-bats, 44 runs, 85 hits, 12 doubles, 3 triples, 11 home runs, 42 RBIs, 40 walks, 58 strikeouts, 21 stolen bases, 315 average, 406 on base, 504 slugging, and a 909 OPS. He also played 48 games at left, 402.1 innings, 75 putouts, 3 assists, 1 error, 1 double play for a 98.7 fielding percentage. Again, he doesn't really get that much love for his fielding, but it's not bad. It's not unbelievable, but it's not bad. He didn't play in the postseason due to the injury, but he was an all-star. So definitely giving him that. Obviously, I do believe he'll be higher on this list if he stays healthy. Slash, the next person on my list is going to be a right fielder next year. So I do believe he'll go higher on the list. He just needs to stay healthy, continue to do what he does best, and that's play MVP type baseball. Which brings me to Teoscar Hernandez at number 3. Which, like I said, Yelich will bump up because Teoscar is going to be a right fielder. I'm putting him at left field because that was his majority of year last year, so I have to put him on a countdown somewhere, especially because he just flat out earned it. He's one of those superstars that aren't as hyped up as others. I mean, when you have the big 3 lineup with Betts, Otani, Freeman, like that is really hard to kind of shy away from all that talk, right? And you also got other guys in there that are amazing, but again, when you have those the big 3 monster there, it's just hard to talk about every single person. It's a juggernaut team, and Teoscar Hernandez is just one of the X factors of this juggernaut team. Teoscar, 32 years old, 7 years in the league. He's got 3 years, $66 million left on the deal. 4th year would be a 6.5 club option. He does have deferred money, feels like every Dodger player. From 2030 to 39, he's going to be paid $2.35 million annually, $23.5 million total for that time. 154 games played, 589 at bats, 84 runs, 160 hits, 32 doubles, 2 triples, 33 home runs, 99 RBIs, 53 walks, 188 strikeouts, 12 stolen bases, a 272 average, a 339 on base, a 501 slugging, and an 840 OPS with a 4.3 WAR. He also had 120 games played at left, 871.2 innings, 156 putouts, 3 assists, 3 errors, 3 double plays for 98.1 fielding percentage. Again, getting better at defense could help them, even though they put up so many unbelievable numbers almost every game. Obviously, they have some hiccups, but they're a juggernaut. The 16 games that he played in the postseason, he had 60 at bats, 8 runs, 15 hits, a double, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs, 10 walks, 15 strikeouts, 1 stolen base, a 250 average, a 352 on base, a 417 slugging with a 769 OPS. He played 130 innings, 37 putouts, 1 assist for a 100 fielding percentage. I mean, again, huge X factor. Absolutely. The postseason, he comes in clutch. He's always helped every team he's been on, so props to him. He was an All Star. He was a 2024 All MLB Team 2 member, 19th in the NL MVP voting, Silver Slugger, Home Run Derby winner, 7th in offensive WAR in the NL, 5th in slugging in the NL, 10th in OPS in the NL, 6th in home runs in the NL, 7th in RBIs in the NL, 5th in defensive games at left field in the NL, 1st in double plays turned at left field in the NL, and 5th in fielding percentage at left field in the NL. So, again, X Factor, absolutely, definitely needs to be talked about more. He's number 3 on here, but obviously he will probably be cracking the top 5 at right field next year. Cracking number 2, Stephen Kwan of the Cleveland Guardians. I mean, hits machine. Definitely got his power up this year a lot more, which is exciting to see. Defensively, a defensive wizard definitely could go down if he continues the projection that he's making. He could definitely go down as one of the best outfielding defensive outfielders of all time. And so, yeah, he's just been super impactful, huge part of their team in every which way. And yeah, this is a Cleveland team that unfortunately hasn't made what they've wanted to do, which was obviously go to the World Series, win the pennant, possibly have a chance at winning the whole thing. So, it's understandable of a frustration over that fan base, but overall, they have a lot of key guys. They have a lot of, they've lost some guys, but they've got some key guys to really make a push for a long postseason run, which they did this past season. So they can't be super upset, right? Stephen Kwan's 27, 3 years in the league, 1 year, $4.17 million, which is crazy. He definitely will get a contract extension, a big one at that. 122 games played, 480 at bats, 83 runs, 140 hits, 16 doubles, 3 triples, 14 home runs, 44 RBIs, 53 walks, 51 strikeouts, 12 stolen bases, 292 average, 368 on base, 425 slugging, a 793 OPS with a 3.9 WAR. He played 114 games at left field. He had 990 innings, 205 putouts, 9 assists, 1 error, 3 double plays for a 99.5 fielding percentage. Again, defensive wizard. 10 games he played in the postseason. He had 42 at bats, 10 runs, 16 hits, 1 double, 2 RBIs, 6 walks, 4 strikeouts, 2 stolen bases, 381 average, a 458 on base, a 405 slugging, and an 863 OPS. He had a monster postseason. 89 innings at left, 27 putouts for a 100 fielding percentage. Again, the thing I love about Stephen Kwan is the fact that he never strikes out. Like, rarely. 51 strikeouts in 122 games is insane. But also getting walked 53 times, like, he really doesn't do that. He hits for contact, and he does a great job at that. So, he was an all-star. He was a Gold Glove winner, 8th in batting average in the AL, 6th in on base in the AL, 5th in putouts at left field in the AL, 2nd in assist at left field in the AL, 1st in double plays turned at left field in the AL, and 2nd in fielding percentage at left field in the AL. Again, super deserving of being high on this list because of the impact. He's not the power guy, he's the contact guy. Defensive genius. Definitely needs the props. He needs the props, man. Just been phenomenal, and I'm excited to see what he does this year. Hopefully, he continues to strive. Hopefully, he stays healthier and plays more games. He's a fun player to watch. Number 1, left fielder in the game, I definitely had to look and see, well, what are the intangibles? Like, what is the number one left fielder got to have? And I was looking at numbers, and I was thinking about anyone but Ian Happ, in terms of uh, the production and obviously defensively. I knew he was he's a Stephen Kwan in the NL. He's a defensive wizard. So, I mean, I thought, okay, well, he's good. And he might be 7 or 6, maybe. But I didn't realize the potential that he has in terms of how big the season was for him and really just how he's been the past like 3 years. He is probably the most impactful Cub in the organization. Obviously, Horner, Dansby Swanson, those are some really huge guys. But Ian Happ, I think, is a big player for the team. 30 years old, 7 years of the league. He's got 2 years, $38 million on the contract. Played 153 games, 569 at bats, 89 runs, 138 hits, 34 doubles, 2 triples, 25 home runs, 86 RBIs, 80 walks, 168 strikeouts, 13 stolen bases, 243 average, a 341 on base, a 782 OPS. So, with a 3.9 WAR, 144 games played for him at left field, 1,248.1 innings, 307 putouts, 11 assists, 1 error, 2 double plays, and 99.7 fielding percentage. It's by far right now the highest in terms of left field. From what I see, it's like the highest there. So, um, yeah, it's phenomenal. He had a great year, huge impact. I think he's definitely the number one left fielder in the world. He was a Gold Glover. He was second in defensive games at left field in the NL. He was first in putouts at left field in the NL. First in assists at left field in the NL. Second in double plays turned at left field in the NL. And first in fielding percentage at left field in the NL. He is a 3 straight-time Gold Glove guy. I think he got disrespected and snubbed. He should have been an all-star. Should have been an all-star. But overall, yeah, Ian Happ just has everything that you want in a left fielder. And he's just an entertaining guy. You love watching his defensive highlights as much as his offensive highlights. So overall, very deserving, number one for sure. It's kind of nice to see guys that aren't huge power guys and just guys that just play the game for their defense and their ability to just hit in clutch moments and contact. So it's nice to see that. So again, Ian Happ, number one.